Hey guys, so today we're going to be planting some of our orchard trees. We got some apple trees that we're putting in here. First time doing this. We'll see how it goes. All right, watch along. So right here, I have some compost that we have sitting on our property here. I have it in a tractor bucket just behind the camera. That's where I just went. But we have some compost. We're going to put this in the hole with the apple trees, give them a little bit more nutrients than the red clay that we have naturally here, and give their roots a little bit more of an easier area to grow in. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, first time, see how it goes. Get one more scoop. All right, so the next thing we got is a tree kit. What that's going to do is help protect the tree so the deer, rabbits, all of that can't get to it. And it's going to help keep the ground a little bit more wet around it so the tree can grow to the best of its potential. So we'll see how that goes. So the first thing I got here is a piece of 1/2 inch PVC. Now you can use anything you want for this. This is just going to be the stake. You can use a piece of wood. I would recommend non-pressure treated for that. You can use like a T-post stake. I actually have some T-posts done on some other trees around here that we already have done and plant it. This is just a piece of PVC had laying around the property. Trying to do as cheap as possible. So see if it does the job. So that's going to be our stake for our tunnel. Now this is going to be our tunnel that we need to form. So it's a little tricky. We're going to take this and roll it. We got some zip ties here. These are reusable zip ties, so I can undo it if I mess up. But just going to start out putting these through the holes. Just going to loosely do it for now. We're going to do 4 of them total, so 2 here at the bottom. Two here at the top. All right, so we got that loosely formed, ready to go. We're going to slide this over the tree, and our zip ties here are going to slide over our stake, and then we're going to tighten it around our stake. Okay, let's tighten these zip ties up all the way. Okay, looks pretty good. I think that'll do. PVC is a little bit more wobbly than what a T-post would be, but I think it'll be all right. So I have the PVC pipe there actually on the windward side, so that is facing west, and a lot of our wind comes from the west here. And hopefully that will give it a little bit more stability and just help fight that wind. And we'll see how it works. Okay, next step here is this piece of plastic, and this came with the tree kit. This comes in a roll, it's perforated so you can easily rip it. And there's also a perforated X here in the center. It's kind of hard to see. Let's see if you can get it on camera, but right there, it's a perforated X. So we're just gonna punch that out. And this is gonna slide over the tube in our PVC post. All the way down to the ground. And what that does is it's going to stop the weeds from growing around the tree. Now we have some stakes here. We're going to put them in the corner. And what I'm going to actually do is fold over the corner of this to double it up. So I'm going to make it like a dog ear. And then just push this down into the ground. I'm going to use my mallet because our red clay here is not hard, or is not easy. Very hard. I got one for each corner, so 4 total. I like starting across from each other. It just makes it a little bit easier so you can get it nice and tight. Place it kind of where you want. All right, last corner. All right, and that should stop all the weeds. It'll also help keep moisture in the ground, keep it a little bit wetter. Like I said earlier, that'll help keep the roots a little bit wetter, help the tree grow, and should just be good for it all around. Now last step is this little net here. It's folded up, so we're going to unfold it. And this will actually go over the top of the tunnel, and this will keep birds from going down in there, making nests, ruining the tree, picking the leaves off, anything like that. So let's get that done. Okay, easy as that. We planted an apple tree. We gave it some good compost to grow in. Hopefully it'll grow for years to come and provide our family with some apples. All right, so that is one of 8 apple trees that we're planting. I'm gonna show you guys just planting these other ones here, a couple of the other ones, and I'll fast forward that. You'll see me using a combination of T-post, wood, whatever I can find to help stake up these trees. So join along and let me know if you like it. Thanks. So it's a different day, as you might be able to tell by the outfit change. Ran out of time last night, sorry. And it is the next day, but I was able to get this all done last night. So we got 8 trees planted. This is the start of our first orchard here, so we're pretty excited. We do have plans to add on to it, maybe some cherries, some peach trees, maybe some other varieties we might mix in there. So we'll see how that goes. But I'll give you guys a close-up of what I did last night and let me know your thoughts. Here we go. So here's a close-up view looking down between the 2 rows here. Spacing of these are 15 feet. So 15 feet in both directions. 15 feet this direction and 15 feet this direction. That was recommended. So most of these trees are 12 to 20 feet is the recommended range. Now we're going to prune these to keep them from growing too tall and too close to one another. Idea there is height-wise, we don't really want it to be taller than what we can reach on a little ladder as we can come out and pick these apples. So we don't want to be climbing extension ladders or anything like that to get to these top of the trees. So we'll probably keep them maybe 8-10 foot tall maximum if we can. Apple trees like to grow, so we'll see. And you know, maybe we'll keep them 20 feet wide maximum. That way they don't grow into each other. So that's the plan there. You can see, so like I said earlier in the video, I really used whatever I had around the property. This right here is the PVC, 1/2-inch PVC I was talking about. Works pretty good. Those ones are probably the most flexible, but I think it'll work for what we're doing here. If I have a problem, I'll replace it. This one right here is just a short little, maybe 3 foot tall T-post down here on the bottom. Holds it really good. That is one of the more sturdy ones. We have a couple of them there. That one over there is another T-post. Another piece of PVC. Down here, so this one right here is a piece of wood, actually, a piece of scrap wood that I had from ripping down a 2x8 to make it a 2x6, I believe that was from. So that works really good. That one is very sturdy, probably the most sturdy of them all with that. And this is another piece of that ripped down wood right there. Those two are probably the most sturdy. So I would say wood is maybe the best option there, or a taller T-post if you have any laying around. All in all, pretty happy with how it came out. Now I wanted to talk about location a little bit. You may have noticed later on when I was planting these yesterday, this was just starting to get into the shade when I was planting yesterday, and that was around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I was doing that after work. Today we are around noontime, and this is pretty much full sun. All of these guys are full sun right now. You can just starting to see this shade creep in over here on the side. These trees were recommended for 6+ hours of sun, and we can easily achieve that here, especially in the summertime as the sun comes up longer. So that was the main factor of choosing this location. Second was we wanted it close to house. So there's our house right there. Third, I want to keep it kind of close to the garden, which we are actually also moving. So that's going to be a separate video right there. The garden is, it's really hard to see, but right, sorry, it's focusing on my finger. Right in this area right here is going to be the garden. So that's going to be some more videos. We are working on putting that in. It's going to be pretty cool, pretty happy, pretty excited about that. The next reason was we wanted it close to our chickens. So this is our chicken coop with a enclosed, fully enclosed, nice and secure run. This is where they can kind of roam in the woods, leaves, all that. We move this around to get them on fresh ground every once in a while. This is coming off of winter, so all of the grass, leaves, everything are gone. They really cleared this area pretty good. So we need to, in the springtime, we need to move that out, get them some fresh grass and woods to graze through. They'll really be excited. Right now we have some scratch grains in there for them to just kind of pick out, and that's what they're hanging out at. But we wanted it close to our chickens because as the apples fall off trees, over ripen, birds, squirrels, all that get to them, we want to be able to just pick them off and throw them right into our chickens and let them have a feast. They will love those apples. Another main reason is, so like I said, we're coming off of winter. I don't have this hooked up right now. This is a 55-gallon barrel that catches rainwater for our chickens. This supplies water for our chickens in the spring, summer, fall months, has never let us down. Once it starts raining in the spring here, it'll fill this guy up, no problem. We have metal roof up top, goes down into a gutter and catches water there. I will do a detailed video of that system here shortly. A lot of people may be interested in that. It's a pretty cool system, but the thought is with the extra water from that, I'm going to, from the hose spigot right here on it, going to take a hose and run it over to the orchard and make a drip line for all these trees. So that'll be nice. In the summertime, we won't have to haul water out here. Now, when I got done planting these yesterday, I did give them about half a gallon to a gallon each of water. And that was 8 gallons of water that I had to haul out here. That would not be fun to do every day in the heat of the summer that we get here in Central Virginia. So it'll be nice to have that drip system. Last thing to do after the drip system goes in is to put that mulch. I think I said earlier, I'm going to put some oak, shredded oak hardwood mulch to cover that plastic on all of these trees. That's going to be delivered here soon. I ordered that through a local business here. They're going to drop off a full triaxle load, and we're going to have some mulching to do this year. All right, guys, just to close out the video, thank you for watching. Hope you liked something, maybe learned something. I know I learned a lot. This was my first orchard planting. Growing up, I had some apples, peach, pear, and cherry trees, so kind of used to maintaining, pruning, keeping them, harvesting the fruit, things like that, but I've never actually planted one. So really excited how this came out. We're super excited to get the fruit from these, and we are very excited to add on to this as well. We're going to be working on our garden and orchard this summer. If there's any questions, put it down in the comments, let me know. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, make sure to thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. It's a newer channel, we're looking to grow it, so we appreciate any help there. Recommend it to your friends. Any video ideas, anything you see around the property in the background, let me know. Happy to go over it. Going to try and do maybe a property tour once we get our plants and everything in the ground in our garden. So maybe we'll do a property tour, but some upcoming videos are going to be an in-depth video of the chicken coop, a in-depth video of the water catch system, a in-depth video of our garden. So it's going to be, it's not a new garden, but it's a new location of our garden. We've moved our garden. This is now the 3rd location for it, but this is going to be the final home for it. So we are doing it right this time. And I'll kind of go over the reasons of why we moved it before, issues we ran into, and kind of what we're going to do in the future to mitigate those issues. Also going to do a water drip system on the garden too. That'll be a future video. And we're going to do a lot of mulching in the garden. So stay tuned for that. All right, this is it. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks again. Have a nice night.